How's it going, guys? So we're going to go over how to actually set up the actual alerts, right? So the alerts are very, very simple. What makes the alert help when you're comes to trading is that, when you're not watching the market, you don't want to be watching the market all day. You just want to look at the market when you feel like there are trading opportunities, correct? Well, some people are looking at the market, but not me personally. So I like to use this tool that I created called the trend entry. I give it to all my students and all my members that are part of FX Social. And it's a great entry tool to enter the market. Like, it's incredible. As you see, it calls buy and it's shot right up at it. But unless you're watching the market all day, you're gonna have to wait until it calls the buy or sell, right? So, what's the workaround, right? Well, a it's gonna be a actual alert. So, an alert basically will alert your phone and your computer when something happens. So, we're gonna show you how to do that. Now, before I do that, so anytime there's a buy signal or a sell signal, where's it at? It's going to alert your phone. Now, there are two type of buys and sells that happen, right? There are the ones that happen but it doesn't stick, and the one that actually sticks. So I'll give you an example. Let's just play this back slowly. And so look, when this it's forming the candles, and it's going to probably cause a sell signal. So look, okay, you see that candle? And then the next candle, once the next candle formed, the sell was still here. That's what we call it sticking. So when I trade, I never trade when it first calls it. I call it when it does the second candle, because the sell could disappear. Because the candle has to close for me in order to know and confirm the trade. But let's look at one where it doesn't stick, right? Let's see a call one, and then it probably is not going to stick. And so I believe there's going to be a buy coming around here soon. I remember looking at this earlier, so I can give you the example. And so when the buy happens, it's not going to stick around. So look, you see that buy, and then it went away. So that happened. So I mean, I have a point behind it, so that here it goes, and just play it and see. As you see, it's not there anymore, right? And so you don't want to take a trade where it disappears. So let's talk about the alerts now. Let me take off replay mode. Now, how you do an alerts is you go to add alert. Conditions, you look for the indicator you want, or you can do it on lines also, but I'm just going to do it off a trend entry. And so you can pick buy and sell alert, make it simple. Under options, let's talk about that. When it has only once, that means that anytime a buy or sell signal happens, even though it doesn't stick, it will call the buy, like that buy we had there. Even though it didn't stick, when you have it on only once, when it calls that buy, it's going to alert your phone. Now, if you have only once per bar, then it's going to call a buy or sell, even if it doesn't stick, once every time it happens per bar. So only once means that, for example, if this buy happens and it has the alert, and then we have a sell happen, it's not going to call this. Let's say the sell happens first. It calls a sell on only once. Then another sell or another buy happens. Since you only had it on once, it's no longer calling any more alerts. So you have it once per bar. When this sell happens, then this sell happens, or this buy happens, it's going to keep doing it every time a new bar has an alert. Now, it will also call the bars that don't stick. So when they call it that buy right here, it's not going to stick. Even though it didn't stick, it's still going to call alert because the buy happens. So when the buy happens, it's going to alert you. For those who want to avoid that, we have once per bar close. So what happens is that, and when they call it the sell, it's not going to alert you till the next candlestick form. That way it knows it's stick. But if it call, so it's going to be, so it's not going to call, it's not going to hit you, it's not going to alert you on this bar. It's going to alert you on this bar. It's not going to alert you on this bar, it's going to alert you on that bar. So, and then you got once per minute. So the ones I recommend is once per bar close or once per bar. And I'm going to explain why. Let's say we have this on the 15 minute, right? And this also is relevant. When you're doing the alerts, where you put the alert on, at alert, it's going to alert you based off of which time frame you choose. So I say I like 15 minutes, for example. So let's do trend alerts for 15 minutes. I want buy and sell alerts. So let's tell you about the benefits of both. For a 15-minute chart, I think once per bar is better, and I'll explain why. And you can do both or one. So let's say this. Let's use this as an example. Let's say in the 15, let's say that it calls this buy, right? Doing this candles forming. So I have about 10, 15 minutes to take this trade. Well, remember, I don't enter the trade till oops, let me have a better point. Till I get to this one, right? But while I'm waiting for this, before I take this trade, I need to do a couple of things right here. I need to first confirm the trade. I need, like, for example, with this trade, you want to make sure that the bar is above the green line. You want to make sure it's above the Ichimoku cloud, right? You want to make sure you got good support and resist. You don't want to be trying to figure that out by the time the candle closes. You want to be figuring out while the candle's forming, right? So by the time that, let's say that, I see that my entry is going to be somewhere around here maybe, right? And so I can go to the 1 minute now, look at the 1 minute and see what's going on in the 1 minute and so forth, right? Well, while that's forming, I'm going to take the trade still on this one, but only if this buy is still here by the time this candle forms. But since I had the buy call me here, I had time to get all my stuff together. I got time to set the trade up. I had time to look at where my take profits and my stop loss is going to be. And so by the time this bar forms, I'm not trying to hurry up with the trade. I already have everything set up. Now I'm just looking for a great entry. So, but if you keep it on this one, it's going to alert you on this bar. Now the benefits of that is you already know this is a solid buy, but now you have to still get your trade set up and everything. So it's kind of up to you. I prefer once per bar. So if I do this trade up, let's say everything works, but by the time this 15-minute bar opens and this goes away, I'm not gonna take the trade then. But if this still is here, I'm gonna go ahead and take that trade, if I saw a good setup. So now you understand between those two, right? It's kind of up to you which one you want. Now, depending on what plan you have, I have open-ended for expiration date, meaning that this alert's gonna stay forever until I turn it off. If you don't have that, you gotta do a specific date. So I think you gotta have like either the $30 a month plan or $60 a month plan if you want the open-ended. But if not, I think it lets you have the alert open for like 30 days and you just redo it again, right? But I got open-ended. So this is where it's gonna expire. So you'll know when it's gonna expire by the time you put there. Notify app. TradingView has an app, so you can have it notify you anytime the alert happens. Pop-up. It can also send a pop-up. And if you want, you can send it to your email if you like. And it's going to be the email that you put in your settings, which I'll go over in a minute. And webhook, if you don't have to worry about webhook, play sound. So this is the sound that your computer and your phone is going to make. So let's say that you do this. And this you want this, don't want, because you might not hear it. Maybe you want it to happen for 30 seconds. That way you're going to be able to hear it, right? Because if you have it maybe you want to have it for a whole minute even. That way you have to turn it off. Or maybe you don't want it at all. Maybe you just want it for 10 seconds or whatever. You can do that. Maybe you want to send to your phone. So if you want to send to your phone, it's going to send to your phone, and it's going to alert it's going to actually text your phone. I don't really like that because it's too many different messages. So I just kind of keep it off. But it's up to you, right? So this is kind of how you play with this. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever sound you want. You don't have to I don't really use email. I just use pop-up notifications, and I play the sound. I pick the sound that works best for me, and then I might do like 30 seconds, right? Now, you can call the alert whatever you want. You don't have to name this if you don't want, but you do need to name this one. So, when it alerts your phone, this is the message you're going to see. So, I might put Euro USD, since I'm on Euro USD, 15-minute alert. If you know that this is the only indicator you're using. If you're using trend, if you got other stuff that you get alerts for, then I'll probably put trend entry. Euro USD alert. I'll have it at once per bar, buy and sell. Boom, boom. Hit OK. And now, actually, you don't have to do that Euro USD. Actually, a trick, right? So if you want to just copy and paste this message, right, for multiple ones, pick copy and paste this right here, ticker. And if you want to know the price, if you don't need to know the price if you want the price also, you can have it like this, so you can grab this whole thing. So that way, if you look at it late, you know when it called it, right? So let's say I don't really use this part, but if you want, you can do that. But let's say I just use this part, right? Because you already know what the price was because you can see it right here, so it's kind of pointless, right? So let's say I just took the ticker, and I say I did this 15-minute put ticker alert, and if you want, you can put trend alert. And you can save this message somewhere, right? So let's copy and paste that and hit create. Then let's say I want to go to another pair and add it, another one. And now watch this. Buy or sell, once per bar. I got all this stuff here. And then I just do this. And what the ticker does is it's going to save the pair that you put it on. So you don't have to do it yourself. So you can copy paste this message on all the stuff that you want. Depending on what plan you want is what is going to allow you to see. So now when you get the alert, it's going to alert you right here. But this candle is still going to be forming. So now you got 15 minutes. So let's just say that this is how I would do it, right? I'm just going to replay it real quick. Let's say I just got the alert. And we're right here. And so we're still, that candle's still moving. We're going to make it go slow. And so the alert happened on that candle. And so now this is still forming. So I'm looking at it. I got 15 minutes. And I see like in the last, let's say the first 5 minutes, I'm just kind of looking at the support resist. You know, I got time, right? I'm looking at it, taking my little sweet time. Not too much time, but enough time. You know, it doesn't take that long to mark our support and resist. So I was like, cool, I got support, resist areas. Let's look at the areas. You know, this is a pretty good area right here. Cool. I'm looking at, you know, trends. You know, is it going against my trend? You know, a little bit, but, you know, I can see it going up. And let's say that, you know, let's say if we follow our rules. Is it above the Ichimoku cloud? Yes. Is it above this green line? Yes. Okay, cool. So now, you know, I got like, let's say I got like 2 or 3 minutes left, right? 2 minutes left. Now the candle is pretty much forming where it's going to form. So I might put a line at the top where it's about to close. And that's how I want this. This is going to be like, and so I don't need this already. So let's say this is around the area I want to form, right? So I'll go to the 1 minute chart while I'm waiting. And that's okay, cool. Let's look for some areas of support and resist and some areas of reaction. And since I'm looking for a buy, I want to see it like this is a good area, right? Keep stalling on this area. I want to see it, you know, break this before it takes off. So, you know, I want to see it break this before it take off. And I want to see it. I'm only going to enter after this candle closes, right? So if we go to the 1 minute chart, we're going to take it nice and slow. Now we're looking for entries, right? So we're looking at the entry. Oh yeah, and while we're doing it, before we do that, I'm looking for my stop losses in the 1 minute if I want to be super tight. So we can measure this out, this AUD USD, right? We can say, okay, look, let's look for some stop losses while we're waiting. We got like 3 minutes left. You know, we can figure out lot size and everything, right? So this is a cool little area. This is about 15 pips. It's not bad, right, for a stop loss. And the reason I chose below this is because this is an area of where it was struggling. So I would go right below this one on this 1 minute because I like super tight entry. So, you know, it's up to you. You can even go tighter. Like some people might want like, let's look at another one. So this is our entry, right? So super tight. We might go for 5 pips, right? So let's just do both. Let's see, you know, boom. That's how you do it. Like, right below this, right? So you could do super tight or pretty tight there too. Or if you like, you know, really want to make sure you don't hit that stop loss, maybe somewhere down here in this 1 minute chart. This is about the standard of 20 pips. That's still not bad, right? And I would go right below here, right? So that's 3 different stop losses, right? But you can, I always tell people you can choose which one you want. So this is for beginners. This is for, intermediate. This is for advanced. So, advanced people might want to be a little bit more tighter. Intermediate people might want to be a little bit more rigorous. People who don't really know what they're doing might want to go a little bit below that. And so that would be like I would say don't do more than like 30 pips though. So that's a good 25 pips. Not bad, right? So now what I'm looking for is a break and retest. So I want to see it break this area and retest before I take that trade. So I hit play. I said that we're looking at the 1 minute now. We're chilling. We're looking for an entry. We already got everything set up. Now we're looking for an entry. Okay, cool. And that was good. So, it's been like that's like what? It's a minute bar. So it's been like 1, 2, 3 minutes. I said, you know what? I'm going to go and hit buy. I already have my stop loss. So you should already have put in your phone the stop loss. You should already have your lot size set up because you was doing all of this in that 15-minute time frame. So you got 15 minutes to do all this stuff, right? So you put your stop loss in your phone. You might not even have a take profit. Who cares about take profit right now? You can do that later. But you got your stop loss in your phone. You already confirmed the trade. You're just waiting for the break and retest before you click that. But before you press that buy button, so you click that buy button. You got your stop losses. Whichever one you choose. I don't know which one you are. You the beginner, or the advanced. I'm saying I always go by is be patient with your winners and be impatient with your losers. So I like to be here or here, but some people like to be here, which is still great. Just don't be one of those people. Let's go to 15-minute chart that have like a stop loss all the way down here somewhere. Like, stop being scary, right? So let's just hit play, and then wait. Let's go to 1 minute. And so look, we're gonna hit play, watch it go up. Or actually, we already entered the market. We just go to 15 minute. See what it's doing. See if it hits our stop loss. I'm just gonna make it go faster. Now look at this, guys. I won the trade, you won the trade, someone else won the trade, right? It didn't hit our stop loss. So that's why you can't be afraid, man. Like, if you go to the 1 minute, see, that's the area where it struggled. All you gotta do is go below the struggle. Below the struggle. And it's the opposite for the sell. So, on the sell alert, let's go to a sell real quick. If I got a sell alert, I'll be doing the same thing. Let's look at this one, right? So, call is right there. Let's call this the next candle. Let's say while I call that sell, it's forming. Go to 1 minute. That's how you find your stop loss. My stop loss would have been, I just look at the 1 minute where it struggled at. So it could be here. How many pips did I try to do? At least 5+ pips, right? So that's good. 5 pips. That's great, right? I can do. You can even do a little bit more wiggle room since it's so good. Boom. Let's say that's our stop loss, right? And, boom. Let's say you already did the analysis, whatever. You already got your stop loss, whatever, right? Hit play. Let's go to 15 minutes, so we'll go faster. But look, sniper. That's how you snipe it. Worst case scenario is it hits the stop loss, whatever, right? So that's how I go about the trade, So I'll just write the steps on here, right? First you get the alert. Now, second, you do your rules for the trade. That's in another video. So making sure it's above, making it green, blah blah blah. Third, you get your alerts. You do your rules. Third is you're setting up, once you confirm the trade, once confirmed, let's space it out. I'm going to give you all the rules. Once confirmed, the rules are done. You go to looking at the 1 minute to find 2 things. One is your stop loss. Obviously, no more than 30 pips. And 2, find your entry. Wait for the entry, break, and retest. And so you should know what break and retest is if you watch the prior video. All right, now while we're waiting for the break and retest, while we wait, you should also be in your MC4. You should already have your lot size calculated and your stop loss in there. So by the time you hit buy or sell, you already are ready to hit the trade. Now, you can put your take profit in later. You can do it while you're waiting or whatever, right? Now, if you're using my trade manager, I have a tool called Trade Manager. So there's two ways to get your lot size. You can use Trade Manager, and I'll make a whole separate video dedicated to this. Don't worry. You can use Trade Manager. With Trade Manager, you just put in 0.01. And it's going to, when you take the trade, it's going to close that trade and open up the correct lot size for you based off the risk you chose. So if you say you want to risk 1%, the trade manager is going to close the trade and it's going to look for a 1% lot size for you. So if you lose that trade, it only loses 1%. So it's going to go based off your stop loss. So the higher your stop loss, the bigger your lot size is going to be. The farther your stop loss, the smaller your lot size can be, because it's going to calculate it based off your stop loss, and that's going to choose your lot size. Now, if you don't have Trade Manager or you don't want to use Trade Manager, you can also use FX Calculator. Now, you can do that, and I have a separate video on that. Now, clearly, if you have my indicator, you have my Trade Manager, because they're all a part of my products. So you got Trade Manager, you got this. So that's a great combo to use. You don't have to do that lot size calculator. You fill out your lot size, you press it, and you go. So that's this video. I just kind of wanted to focus on, what my routine is, how to use the alerts properly, how to find your stop loss on the 1 minute chart. And let me know in the comment section below if you have any things that you want me to talk about as far as the trend finder, or any kind of questions, or what you liked about this video. Make sure you also like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on my membership area, don't worry about it. But you can also go to my YouTube channel in the members area. You can see, I'll put the link below. And because I really want to build this community, get the FX social word out there, get the social funding word out there, and let's change some lives. So that's it, guys. Y'all have a blessed day.